Morning everyone. Sun's come out, but there is some clouds coming. It is only 9 degrees at the moment, but it's in the afternoon, so it hasn't really got much hotter than that. I think we've got a run of really cold days coming up for the next week or so. A heap of fog this morning, and so it's definitely winter has kicked in. So I've got a problem with mold, so that's what this video is going to be about. Mold or algae, I don't really know what it is. Moss, I don't know, call it whatever you want. Either way, it's got to go. So my drama, you can kind of see here, is this wall every winter gets this green. Hopefully it shows up, but yeah, all at the front there. It's just the water sits here. It's south facing this way, so it doesn't get any sun. You can see here it's afternoon and there's like zero direct sun. Hasn't rained since this morning, and the brick paving doesn't dry out. There's also a little bit of moss in between the bricks. I'll call it moss. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, yesterday I got my my Ozito pressure washer, battery operated one. I've been using it a lot lately. Once you get it, you realise how much you can use it for. It's not a bad thing. Just don't expect it to be a pressure washer. That's all. It throws water onto things. You're not gonna clean the algae off this. So I don't think so. It may, but it would be annoying. It'd be really slow. You might as well just buy a couple thousand PSI pressure washer and do it. But as you can see here, on this wall, it's all turned black. It's killed it, and that was only yesterday. So what I did, we'll go back over to the shed. I put it on strong too. So I normally use pool chlorine because it's kind of this. Well, it is the same. It's sodium hypochlorite. So yeah, it's the same thing as bleach, but not exactly, I don't think. But that's the bottle they give you. It is 350 mils dead to the top. That's all they give you to put your concentrated solution in and then spray it out. So when I did all the windows, so if you haven't seen my previous video, down the side there I've got a reverse osmosis set up. It takes our filtered tap water, reverse osmosis, then I have a deionised tank. Goes through that, so I end up with 0 TDS water, so that way I can wash the windows and not have to dry them, and they come up really nice. No water spot. I use it for my cars, everything. There's a video coming up about that soon, or it might already be out, I can't remember. I've lost track. I've absolutely lost track of what's been going on lately. It's just been a busy couple of weeks, that's all. So yeah, I ended up making this trolley a while back. When I first did the windows. So I got a 30 litre tank. I've got a little bucket there. You guys would have seen version 1 when I did the windows, so it wasn't as refined and beautiful as what this one is. But anyway, so this is version 3 now. So version 1 is the one you guys saw when I was doing the windows. Nothing was strapped down. It was all just hickledy-pickledy, whatever. Version 2 now has that little skid, that wooden skid to raise that bucket so that the water pipe from the bucket fits. It's not hanging out this way anymore, so it can't get knocked. It's all protected. So yeah, no leaks, and the bung that normally would come here, that's about this long, with all the hose connections and stuff on it, is now protected at the back there. You can just see it through the gap there. So yeah, all good. But the only thing was, I was filling up that 350 ml soap dispenser, probably for 2 windows. It might last me 2 or 3 windows of that size, and it was getting really annoying. So I was like, there's got to be a better way, and I think I found it. So you can kind of see this Frankenstein kind of developed. So now what I've got is, instead of having 350 mils of cleaning solution, I've now got an old jerry can, and I've got 10 litres now. 10 litres to go through this hose, through the clear hose. I've kind of binded it all together, so you're not dealing with 2 hoses, you're just dealing with the 1 hose now. Really good. I think it's working. I've only just had it quick try just here, but I'm pretty sure it's working. So obviously this gun is not going to suck it up. I tried it. It's not going to suck through 5 meters of hose. That's how much hose I've got. So if you're interested in doing it, it's literally from Bunnings. It is this hose here. Pope clear vinyl tubing. I think it was $10. 6mm internal diameter. That's the must. And then you can kind of get whatever length you want after that. 5 meters works out pretty good with the Ozito hose lengthwise. I didn't want to cut the Ozito hose, so I've just wound the Ozito. That's how extra more than 5 meters it is. Otherwise, it works perfect. You can still use, so then that clear hose goes to that head, and you can still use your metering device here, so you can actually turn it off. So that way you can still rinse your window. You don't have to turn anything off. You just click that over, and then you're just getting fresh water through. So that's it. So right now I've only got tap water. I don't have RO water. I'm just trying this out. And it's going to be for bleach today. It'll be for bleach. Tomorrow it can be for window cleaning solution. The next day you could go and put your synthetic grass cleaner for your dog wee smell. You can put that in there. You can put whatever you want. Yeah, so it's working really well. So my theory is I'm just going to pump 4 litres of bleach into that, and you know that should last a fair while. Yeah, 4 litres, maybe a litre of water just to thin it out a little bit. It's then going to get thinned out again as it comes through the gun, but it's still going to be fairly concentrated, I think. So yeah, we'll give it a shot so you can see. That's got a compressor on it too. We'll talk about that in a minute. So just let it suck some water through. So that's water, like that. So get the water through it. Then to use this, like I was saying, there's not enough. That's not strong enough to suck through 5 meters of hose. It must be like a siphoning or a Venturi kind of effect to suck your solution out of that bottle, which is, it's okay when it's only 100 mil away, but now I'm 5 meters away. So the thing you got to do is, I've done my trick again here, put the Schrader valve in the jerry can, 8.5 mil hole. It gets that pipe squeezed perfectly. I've got no sealant, nothing, and it doesn't leak. Then we turn this on. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Normally to turn it on, you take this out of its holder and it turns on. I've never had to turn it on like that before. But anyway, so press and hold the left button. Press the right button. We don't want 35 PSI going into here. We only need about 20, if that. There you go. And that'll turn off. And now, I might need 2 hands for this. I just don't know. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. I didn't have the pressure high enough. I was mucking around with it before. You've got to have it on about 20 odd PSI. I've got it currently on 18, I think. Yeah, so we'll bump it back up to 20. So back up to 20, and you'll see there. It'll come through. There you go. So pretty cool. I've only got water and a little bit of dishwashing liquid in, that's why it's not that strong probably. So that's off using the metering device. So then you can go through, rinse everything. Then if you turn it back on, you can kind of hear the noise change a bit, and it should start coming through again soon. There we go. There we go. So I think we'll chuck some, so that's, so yeah. So on Eco, it may not be throwing enough. See, that's not throwing any detergent out at the moment. There we go. So you can't have it on eco. That's fine. That's fine. So all good. All right, I'll fill this up with bleach and we'll give it a shot. Okay, yeah, so I think what has to happen, the hose has to be on the floor so that bottle is higher than the hose. It can't fight over if you go over the lip there. But we're getting... No, not yet. Just had it. There it goes. Takes a little while to go through. Yeah, definitely coming off there, so that's good. Nice. We'll go and find some more moss. Okay, I sorted it. It had a dodgy valve on it. So yeah, I think that's too much pressure. Yeah, that's better. The compressor keeps running now. And then to turn it off, you can hear there, that was under pressure. To turn it off, turn the compressor off and open this lid. So that way the pressure gets relieved and it doesn't keep pouring out of here, because that's the only thing. There's no way of killing that pressure instantly. Where else can we go? I'm almost out of water here. I think we'll call it. We'll come back on another video and check up on all that moss and see if that dilution ratio is okay. Yeah, so that's all it was the Schrader valve that I have on the jerry can is a bit damaged. I just noticed it must have taken a hit where I was storing it. It's only aluminium. It's soft as. I've just made it back to round, and it seems, you could hear it there, it was starting to get a bit better. Actually pressurising the tank. It was just surging before, so it kind of starts, but as long as your gun is lower than the tank, the siphoning effect starts taking place, and it worked. But that's not what I want. I want it to be under pressure so you can be up high and doing it. So yeah, just mucked around with that valve, and it started to pressurise up to about 15 psi is plenty. And you can actually see the bottle start to expand under pressure. And the only thing is, at that stage, it's starting to drip out of the nozzle here because it's under pressure. So yeah, you're not going to get rid of that. The only thing you could probably do is cut in a tap here. Turning this, it still leaked because this is before this. So the only thing you could do is put a tap here, and you could fix it that way. And then that way you don't have to touch the compressor or anything. But I mean, once you're on a roll, you're on a roll. So you get it going, and you're just walking with this setup. I want to do, because on the other side of this fence, it drops about 1.2 meters or so. So we have a limestone retaining wall on that side over there. So perfect. I don't have to hang a hose over the fence. I don't have to do anything. I can just fill up that other thing with bleach and just walk and come back. And that's what I mean. You won't have to stop and start and stop and start. It might get a bit annoying cleaning windows with the leak, but it's so fast cleaning windows that it's probably not going to be an issue anyway. And, just a little bit of leak. And it's pretty much, you can do 2 windows at once. That's what I was doing. I was doing like this wall here, and then I'll do all of them at once. So it's not a big deal. And then you just unscrew the lid just a little bit to drop the pressure, and then that leak stops instantly. So all good. I'll look around for a tap, like a 6mm inline tap. I reckon that'll be perfect. I did look at Bunnings, but they've only got 4mm barb taps, which is for sprinkler systems, I suppose. They didn't have anything for 6mm. So I'm sure I'll find something online. A 6mm barbed inline tap, I reckon that'll be perfect. So that'll fix that problem, because then it'll go, the pressure will build up and the compressor will turn off, and then you can rinse, you can do whatever you want. So yeah, perfect, absolutely perfect. So yeah, multiple uses. I mean, I only put 2 litres of bleach in. They're still full. Yeah. That's still full. That bleach from Bunnings is like $1.67, so it's not expensive. So really good, I suppose. Good option for if you're going to do a soft wash on your house. We don't really get mold and stuff, like it's not humid here all year round, or even every day in summer. It's not humid enough to get mold built up on the side of your house. I've never seen it. Some people may, but I don't. The only place I ever get mold moss is in the brick paving a little bit, and then on those walls that are a little bit porous. And I only ever get it in winter. I never get it in summer. It dies out because it's too hot and there's no rain. So yeah, we don't get any rain in summer, so it's good. So yeah, I mean, that's the setup. It's as easy as that. So what I've got is, this is closed, I think, yeah. So there is a hose just here on the other side of this door. So just a normal garden hose, and it comes into here, goes into there. Then it goes from there, 3 RO membrane or filters. I think filter, membrane, then filter. So it's got a filter under here. Yeah, so it goes through, this is like a pre-sediment and carbon filter, then 3 RO membrane, and then through this granule activated carbon. I think that's what gives it the final kind of little bit of make it perfect. And then it drips into here. So this is about half full at the moment. Your wastewater is this one, comes out here, goes into this sink, and then goes down the drain. Clean water goes into this tank. So then when you're ready to use it, you pretty much get that hose, the same hose that comes here to feed that. You disconnect it from there. You connect it to here, to the output here of the DI tank. plug in power to your pump, turn this valve on, so that way you're using this water through this pump, through this DI, out here, out the hose and onto the car through. So that hose terminates at a manifold, and then from that manifold it feeds the pressure washer. So the DI 0 TDS water is then coming through your hose that you already have out through your pressure washer, and you just change the nozzle, turn the pressure washer off, and just off you go. Nice and slow. Slow water flow is what you're after, because otherwise the water goes through the DI tank too quickly and it won't clean it properly and you'll still get water spot. So I haven't yet, and I've had that maxed out at 7 litres a minute, but you've got to remember that the water in that tank is 22 TDS, parts per million. It's only 22 parts per million. So the DI tank is hardly it's only taking out 22 parts per million. Whereas if I was to run 7 litres a minute through that tank at my tap water, which is almost 400 parts per million, guaranteed you get water spot. It's too fast. The water's going through it too fast to drag out the 400. But at 7 litres a minute, I can do it, but I don't. I normally go slower. I have seen the 1 or 2 water spot at full power. So as long as that pump is surging, like on, off, I don't know what the litres per minute is, but that's a good indication. If that pump is flat out, it's too fast. So yeah, that's it. That grey hose that you can see there on the ground, pretty much close this valve, open that valve for the grey hose, and then that fills my 30 litre tank up. So yeah, that's how I get my 0 TDS water in that 30 litre tank. And yeah, it's easy as that. So that's what I was kind of telling my mate, is if he sets something like that up where his water supply is, and then fills the tank up with 0 TDS water, and then he can wheel that to where he's washing his car. Yeah, but it doesn't work out. We didn't put a lot of thought into it. We're riding our scooters at the same time, and kind of, yeah, I was just coming up with plans for him on the fly. Wasn't really thinking about it too much, but yeah, he's keen on it. He just has he wants to do a bit of reading into it. He's got a Corvette, so he's got a C8 Corvette, the brand new one. Oh, his is a 23, I think, a couple years old. Anyway, so if you have a look at them, the engine bay is open to the elements. It's covered with mesh and glass and stuff like that, or plat perspex, or I don't know what it is. But there are vents. So when it rains or you wash the car, water goes in the engine bay. And so that's what he's trying to avoid. That's why he thought it'd be a pretty good idea, because then it doesn't matter if water goes in there and dries up, you're not getting the water spot over the inside of the engine bay and stuff like that. The engine bay's made to get wet. I think currently what he does now is he's got a big towel. He just puts towels out. He pops because the engine's in the back, so he pops the boot open, I suppose, the engine cover, puts towels out everywhere, and then closes it, and then washes the car and tries to avoid those areas. So yeah, he's got it working at the moment. I mean, he's had the car over a year. He's only washed it twice, I think. It doesn't go out in weather like this, and he doesn't really drive it that much. So it's always kind of clean anyway. But he's got other cars. He's got a hot rod as well, plus his normal cars that he drives. He's got 2 sons with 4-wheel drive. So yeah, he's keen on setting something up. But I kind of did tell him after I got home and kind of did think about it a bit. I said, you know, that setup I've got there is with a 100 litre tank is the way to do it for sure. You can fill that 100 litre tank up in a day, and then you've got 3. You can use it for 3 cars in a row before it's even empty. I mean, he's got big 4-wheel drives too, so you know, even if he gets 2 cars out of it, it's still pretty good. So anyway, I think we'll leave it at that. That's as long as that video needs to be. This is working really well now. When you saw it just there, it probably wasn't. You probably, because I was down low trying to keep the gravity to the minimum. But I think I'm pretty sure I did have that. This gimbal's playing up. I think it needs a charge up. You would have seen it. You would have heard the compressor really running. And it was working perfect. So yeah, really good. I'm not worried about a leak. I'll look for a barb tap, but I'm not too worried. Like I said, once it's up and running and you're pressing that button, you're just constantly walking. You're not stopping, and I can just coat that whole side of the fence there, the whole retaining wall around the front. Same with here. you know, so to do what I need to do, I'd probably stop 4 times to do the whole house. So it doesn't matter. It's not an issue just to crack that lid open, drop the pressure, turn the compressor off, move to your next setup, and then start again. You know, do it all again, go at the front, and off you go. You could do the whole wall in one hit. So not an issue. It's a once a year thing. It's not like I'm doing this every day. So yeah, it's no dramas. For the windows, for cleaning windows, it's probably worth putting a tap on, because that's on and off, and you're swapping between soap and rinse water like all the time for every window. So yeah, that's probably a good idea for windows, but for doing the bleach, it's not an issue for spreading stuff like that. But yeah, definitely for the windows, I think that's how we'll do it. We'll attack it like that, I think. Anyway, all good. I'll catch you on the next one. It's out.